I am so happy that you're able to join us for this extended interview. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get more killer resources. Hey friend, have you been thinking about creating a freedom lifestyle by starting your own podcast? Well, lucky for you, I have created a new one-on-one podcasting program. From starting, branding, marketing, monetizing, and scaling, we cover it all. If you're interested, send me an email at hello@theoffbeatlife.com with the subject line podcast program to learn more. Again, email me at hello@theoffbeatlife.com with the subject line podcast program. I will see you there. Hey everyone, thank you so much for being here for this extended interview with Deborah, where she's going to talk to me about how to get content clarity and to create the right message for your ideal audience today. We've been working on this together because Deborah is my client, and I just want to share with you some of the things that we've actually been building together and how she's been able to also really build up her brand these last few months, last year. So I'm so excited to talk to you about that, Deborah. So before we get to that, can you tell us about you and why you live an offbeat life?
Yes, thank you so much, Debbie. I'm excited to be here and to talk to you about this. I feel like I live an offbeat life because I juggle for a living, and I can be maybe a professional juggler by juggling my professional life, career, and my son. I'm a family travel writer as well. Being an author is definitely a lot of work, but rewarding. And I'm a coach to women to writing their books and their stories. So juggling all that with a full-time career is very, very demanding and very, very stressful, but I love it. So I feel like that's the offbeat lifestyle I think I live.
Yeah, I love it. And this is the thing I wanted to talk about today is really finding help when you need it, right? Especially for someone like you, Deborah, who you have so many things going on in your life. You have a full-time job, you have your family, you have Jonah, you're writing books, and you're also trying to build this brand that you have online. And one of the things that we have been really working on is making sure that you understanding of your audience and making sure the message aligns with the ideal audience that you have. So can you tell us more about that and kind of like what we've worked on in really making sure that your voice is being heard by the right people and using the right message for yourself?
Yeah, I feel like that's the area that I was lost in just because I'm like pulled in so many directions. And I think what helped me was when you said, hey, you need to go and ask these questions to your audience. Go join these Facebook groups to know what they're talking about. And just doing research basically from people that are in my niche for family travel. That made me get clarity on how I should be speaking and what I should be saying, I should be adding value to my followers. So it's obviously work in progress, a long way to go, but I feel like I have the right understanding to keep it, going in this steady way. And, having, you by my side as an expert has been phenomenal as well. And it's been very, very helpful to just say, hey, I'm thinking this, what do you think? And to bounce ideas with you has definitely helped me too. But that clarity of what my brand should be is definitely the area that's been just vague and in the gray, because I'm like, oh, I'm an author and I write books and publish. And then I also have I'm also a family travel blogger as well, where I give tips to families and I travel with my son and I talk about that as well. And then I have the third thing where I'm a coach and I help women write and publish their books too. So it's 3 different areas, and trying to help all 3 come together and have like the same voice has been something that I'm working with you, and I will continue to work on with you to make it more clear and people get it once they come to my profile, they understand exactly what I stand for. That's been the rewarding part about this whole process.
Yeah, it's amazing too that because your story is really unique, right? But you are not doing this full time yet. And it is really hard because I know I've been in your position where I was working a full-time job and also trying to juggle this and making sure that you are building yourself and building your brand. And even just within the last few months that we worked together, you have really shined because now you have not only three books that you've written with your son. You've been featured in all of these media outlets, and then the message that you have been sending to your audience have been really incredible. And I know we talked about this, personalizing so much more of your story. So how do you feel about that? Because I know we talked about this before we did this interview, how you're still trying to get used to the fact of really showing up as yourself, right?
Yeah.
Because there's sometimes like we're hiding behind, you're hiding behind Jonah. That's what you're doing.
He's really good at it more than me. So I don't know what it is. Like I'm a very like confident, outgoing person, but when it comes to like big settings where I'm giving a speech, even at work, I was just in a meeting with, a lot of big people and I had to speak and I get this anxiety inside. I don't know what it is. So I think I hide behind Jonah because he's so comfortable with it because he gets on there and he's like, hey guys, so this is what I'm doing. And look at mommy. She's obviously not still working and not giving me dinner. And I'm like, oh, he's so like natural with it, but if you were to sit with him, he's not that like he is social, but it takes him a while to get comfortable to talk to you. So, but in front of the camera, he like brings it on, or in front of people, he knows how to like speak up, basically. So I think it's like a personality thing. Like,
well, also, I don't think he's overthinking, right?
Yeah.
Jonah's just like, okay, cool, I'll talk,
But
so
he's not like
that's
that
the beauty
in
about
real
it.
life. Like when you're out, like with other kids, when they're going out and say, well, I think this and I think that, he's not that type of kid either. Like, so he will sit back and listen to everybody. But when he's told to go and speak, he will speak then. Type of person. So it's a personality. I see the difference. I feel like he's more like daddy than me and that. So I'm more like outgoing, but then I get very shy when it comes in front of people. And so, yes, when it comes to my brand, it's been, I initially started it and named actually my everything was Jonah. My Instagram was Jonah Global. My website was Jonah's Global Footprints. And then the book series was Jonah's Global Footprints. But then a podcaster recently told me, but where are you? You're the one who's doing all this, And I was like, yeah, you're right. I need to be more out there and bring myself. And a photographer that I was interviewing to do a photo shoot for me told me that a while ago too. And that's when I started posting a picture of me and Jonah back then. And then before that, it was just Jonah. It was not even me. And then it became me and Jonah. And now I'm starting to post pictures of just me. And so it's just like evolving in the last 2 years year and a half that I've been doing this. But it's just being confident in front of the camera and saying, and now I'm trying to speak to the camera and say, well, this is what I'm eating and this is what I'm doing. So I don't know how to do that yet. So I told Debbie that I'm going to wear my big sunglasses and do that when I go on my trip. So.
Yeah, I love that, and we've been working on this, is just being really comfortable with yourself naturally as yourself. And I think we feel a lot of times that we have to put on some other personality, right?
Yeah.
It's actually the easiest type of content to create when you're being yourself, because you're not faking anything and you're just like, this is who I am. I think I'm boring, but then you start posting it and people actually love it. They're like so much more engaged with you, right?
Yeah, but that I also feel like, at least for me, it's like, oh, I'm gonna post this, and then who's gonna look at it? Oh, so and so and so and so, and then you get like automatically like shy about it. So, that's like, oh, I don't want to. Their comments, people's comments, people that obviously, I think I can go talk to strangers all day, but when it comes to friends of friends, people that are associated with your family and stuff like that, that's when build my guard up and I can't speak, basically. So on social media. I think you think about that too, but being authentic and being yourself is the way to go. And I think that also brings you closer to your followers also. I've noticed that when Jonah was doing that, like last week, I was telling you how like he was just talking and then he showed what he was doing like on this platform. It was a kid's like school thing. And I got so many DMs from people, hey, what app is that? What is that? Like, what is he using? And then then he did another video. Well, so many people have been asking me what app I was using. This is the app I'm using. Really cool. And he did like a little thing about it. I was like, oh my God, I'm so proud. Like, 'cause I know, so 7-year-old can do it. I can do it too. So.
It's like he's giving you inspiration and be like, Mom, you can do this too. Yeah. That's amazing. I love that. Yeah, you all have to check out Jonah and Deborah's pages on Instagram because you'll see him there. He starts talking. You're like, is this a 7-year-old? He seems so much more older than he actually is because he's just amazing. He has such a great personality. So another thing that we have been talking about, Deb, is batching content, right? And making sure that you're creating the right content, but also making sure that you're doing it at an amount of time that is more realistic for you. Because as someone who is always busy, you don't have a lot of time to do it. So batching is really something everyone needs to do for their content. Otherwise, you're going to be all over the place. And that's where you were. Yes. You were like, oh my gosh, I don't know how to do this. And it's just like trying to do it right on the spot. Yep. And that's a no-no.
Yeah, I know. No, it's so true. And it's a lot of work as well to be, I always tell you how like, I feel like these reels, these TikToks and YouTube, all these things are just so many platforms to juggle when you are working full time. And like I said, I've been in my career for the last 15 years now. Like I was an undergrad when I started in the legal field, and I am going to continue in my field of profession, but I also am an entrepreneur, a mompreneur that's going to continue that as that part of my life as well. But so for me to juggle the two and then create content in the mix of that is definitely difficult. But like I've been learning from you how much I should be batching my content, and that way I can put it in all these platforms. And I think, by working with you, I'm being exposed to that, because I think I see other influencers just having these really cool, oh, you can do this and this and that. And then they have like things popping up, popping off. And I know it's easy. I can do it. I know technology, but at the same time, it's the time that it takes to learn a new app and then to put it with another app and then to post it and then have content for that. That takes time, and it's the time I don't have. So, a quick video, a live, and you post it in different platforms and you add captions to it, boom, it's done, and using some segments and recording a video, then you can put stuff to it. That's done too. So batching is definitely something I'm learning from you. So it's something that I'm going to continue doing too, because that's the only way I can manage my content.
Yeah. Otherwise, it's going to drive you crazy. And when I used to not batch my content, I was in the same place. It was just nuts. I hated it. And that's actually when I stopped posting on social media, because it just became too much.
Mm-hmm. I'm exactly like, I'm getting there, because I'm like, oh, it's like I have to do it again. I can't even just enjoy. I used to enjoy posting before, like when I had my own personal one, I used to like post whenever I wanted to, and it was fine. Now it's become work, and it's like, and when people are also like the engagement, it's like, oh, how many likes and how many this did I get? Are people commenting? It's so exhausting. And so it's like when there is, and sometimes I think we talked about this, how you sit there and you work so hard in making this post so beautiful and so perfect with the right content, the right voice. You post it and it's like, nothing happens. Oh my God. I think I threw my phone across the wall, 2-3 months ago, because I missed a meeting at work trying to post something, and I spent all morning trying to do so many small segments to make it perfect, to have the right voice. And then, nothing happened with it. Nothing. And I got maybe like 20 likes from it. I was
Oh
so
my God.
mad. I was so mad. I was really irritated. I think I ended up deleting it because I was so mad. But it's like that, right? Like if you're not, the content building is definitely something great, and the batching is something
Mhm.
great as well because you can plan it out and you're not
Yeah.
investing your time doing these things, and that's
Yeah.
gonna, because something that's very expensive is your time, and you will never get that
Yeah.
back, so.
Exactly. Yeah, it's definitely the bane of many content creators' existence is to have all of these things. So yeah, that's what we're working on now. We're going to be working on your batching, creating that content that's going to be like good to go for you so you don't have to worry about that. So what do you think, Deb, like since we've been working together for quite some time now, what has been the biggest takeaway from you, from us, like being together and doing this work?
Well, I think biggest takeaway is that you are very flexible, because I feel like as someone who is juggling multiple things, sometimes I throw things at you and say like, how do we do this? Or how do we do this? And can we change this? And you are very calm and you don't freak out when things are being thrown at you during a project. And we handle it, we keep going until it's to perfection, basically. And you handle it, professionally in a very like perfect way. So, and I'm a perfectionist as well. So it makes it like if things are off, then I don't want to do anything with it. So, it's that, which is why I feel like I'm like, oh, can we change this and can we do this to make it look good? And this is this is my brand. I want to make sure that whatever I'm posting, whatever we're putting out is good, And so I feel like you've helped me with my website. You've helped me launch our second book. You're helping me, Jonah, launch his third book. And podcasting is another thing that I definitely want to get help from you with. And other little projects in between, and content building, and batching, and doing all the stuff that you need to do in order to have consistent content with your social media. So I feel like I've worked with you in so many different levels with so many different projects. And I'm so grateful to have you by my side and your team by my side to get those projects to completion. I also feel like sometimes what I'm looking for changes to where, I think we started with like knowing my audience and stuff like that. And we did that, but then, it kind of evolved into, content building too. Like that's something that's stressing me out and I need help with. And so I like the fact that we were able to step back and say, well, let's see how we can make that happen and work on that too. So, you are my go-to when it comes to everything, because I know you're an expert at it and you help me so much in so many levels, and I appreciate that. And I, look forward to continuing to work together, continuing to broaden my brand, and also just help you, in every way that I can to make sure that you're reaching your goals as well. So, yeah, it's been a great experience so far.
Yeah, I love Deborah because she's amazing. And also, like, in terms of like content creation, I'm like the Jill of all trades. But like, whenever I'm like, Deb, I don't know this, like, here's the person that you need, because
Yeah,
it's just
and I love
not
that.
like my zone of genius.
Yeah, just being honest. I love the honesty and how you want, like, I really love that. Exactly. And that's why I feel like this is a great working relationship and friends as well, because I want to be able to tell you, like, dump my things on you. Like, this is what I'm thinking. This is what I want to do. This is how I think. And then it's like, and you're able to kind of like unpack it and say, well, I can help with this and this. And then with this, you can go to so-and-so and they can help you with this. And so I really enjoy, working with you because of that. Because if you don't know the answer, then you have others then that will network that can help with whatever that I'm looking for. So that's been great.
Yeah, and I definitely know. I mean, I've interviewed literally hundreds and hundreds of people, worked with a ton of people. I'm like, yeah, I got you, Deb. I got you.
Yeah, I'm so happy.
Aw.
Yeah, I'm really happy about that. And I'm so grateful for that too.
Thanks so much, Deb, for being here today, for sharing your experiences with me. And also, like, I'm so proud of you, what you've been doing. And I can't wait to see what's going to happen with you next. So if our listeners want to check out your books, your website, where you are, where can they find you?
Thank you, Debbie. So they can find me at www.tinyglobalfootprints.com is our website, our fabulous website that was designed by Debbie. And then we have our Instagram, Tiny Global Footprints, our Facebook as well. And our fabulous books are found on Amazon. All of them are on Amazon. So the first book is The Search for Elephants in Thailand. And the second book is Finding My Amigo in Cuba. And the third book is coming out, and it's going to be on Amazon as well. I had to think about it, but yeah, it's going to be on Amazon as well. And the title is Basketball or Soccer by Jonah, who is my son, who's 7-year-old. So yeah, we will be available to answer any questions. Feel free to email us at hello@tinyglobalfootprints.com, and would love to connect with anyone that's looking to publish a book, write, or learn about travel, family travel tips, anything in that regard, and follow us on Instagram as well. Thank you so much, Debbie, for the opportunity. It's been amazing.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Deb. I really appreciate you. And I can't wait to see what else you do, like what growth we'll see from you as well.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Yeah, I'm excited for that. I'm excited for the future for sure.
I hope you enjoyed this extended interview with Deborah. Make sure to visit theoffbeatlife.com. Again, that's theoffbeatlife.com to get the full interview where she shares how she's been able to inspire families to adventure around the world as a remote travel writer. Hey friend, are you looking to land a remote gig ASAP? Well, did you know that we not only have a ton of online jobs you can apply to on our site, but now we are also sending them straight to your inbox. I'm happy to announce that we will be sending our email subscribers legit online jobs every Wednesday. We have done hours of research so you don't have to. If you want to be the first one to hear about the remote gigs we find, go to theoffbeatlife.com to subscribe. Thanks for joining me on this extended interview. Don't forget to subscribe and leave a review on iTunes. We can also chat some more on Facebook at The OB Life. I'll talk to you soon.